everybody. Welcome to the 5th edition, number 5 of How I See It with Kevin Levrone, brought to you by Levrone Supplements. Kevin is joining us tonight. It's actually tomorrow morning. He's still in India. It is 3:41 a.m. India is not 10 hours ahead or 9 hours ahead of East Coast where I am. It's 9.5 hours.
Yeah, that's a little.
How does that even work?
I don't know how they get that little half an hour in there, but everybody's been like, I've never found a place that's actually it's not on solid hours. It's an hour. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
9.5, like that half. I don't know where that. I don't know, man. I don't know how they even calculate that one. But this is the first place I've ever been to where that happened.
Yeah, it's messing me up because my math, as you may or may not know, is pretty bad. So what you been up to on this trip? What is this, the Shaboom
Well,
tour?
the Shaboom tour, man. We've been slamming it out. We've been visiting cities throughout India now, and it's just been awesome. The people here, beautiful, man. As far as the love and the hearts that they have for each other, and the respect that they have for one another, the culture is a beautiful culture. It's just, you don't feel anxiety in the air. People are calm. They're quiet. They take their time. Just a really family-oriented, you want to say culture-based. They're really strict on their religion. Just work hard people. And, it's just it's totally different than what we're used to on the East Coast. Everybody's so stressed. And where I live over there, down in the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, they're so high stress because that's where the Pentagon is, that's where NSA is, that's where Washington, D.C. is. So everybody's in a rat race and everything, just, 9 to 5 in it, man. But over here, these people work hard. They work all day. They work till 2 o'clock in the morning, and don't complain much at all. They really don't complain much. I've never been called sir for an entire 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
Everyone. I have men calling me sir, women calling me sir. Everybody, man. They're just so loving, so caring. And Ron, I've been traveling, like I said, 50 some, going on 60 different countries now for the last 2 years.
Wow.
And this place right here, I'll definitely will be one of the memorable places in my entire career, guys.
Yeah,
Since I first turned pro, in my entire career, this would be one of the most memorable experiences, loving, caring places I've ever been to in my life.
I've been following your Instagram, your journey over there, and you're mobbed everywhere you go. And while we were setting up, you were telling me a little bit about a parade they threw for you. You got to tell people about this.
Yeah, it was a parade. I mean, I went to a store opening, of course, and it's just the crowd. You would have thought that the president or a king or a president was somebody would be in town, because the street was blocked off, people everywhere, walking, riding the bikes, blowing horns, beating the drums and everything upon my arrival, firecrackers going off, fireworks in the middle of the street, just crowds, thousands and thousands of people, as far as the eye could see. Cars pulled on the side of the road and everything, just welcoming me, And it was actually an opening of a health club, and I had to go and cut the ribbon and everything, and we did that. And then there was a long line where I wanted to take pictures with each and every individual, but of course I couldn't get to everybody that I wanted to, so we had to bring people in as fives at a time.
Wow.
And that kind of got out of hand because it wasn't enough security, and everybody just wanted to get close, and I just have to have a piece of, try to get close to you and talk to you, and for them over here, they just want to touch you. They just want to touch you and give you a hug and stuff. But leaving, I thought I was going to go out and get into the car that brought me in, but unfortunately, there was a horse carriage out there, like you would carry a king in, white horses lined up, carriage, and they escorted me to that, and they drove me through the city, through the town, to a big hall where we had to go, and I was going to give a seminar there, and I did that and everything, and it was just one of those experiences. I felt like a king, man. They had a big flower hat on with flowers and stuff, and they had the big bouquet of roses, flowers beautiful flowers just hanging around me and drums and everything, marching through the middle of the city, man. It was
Wow.
incredible. And I never had that.
No, no. I like
And it was just amazing. It was completely amazing. I mean, those kind of things you don't get away with in America. You'd have to have so much security there, making sure that the fireworks and everything
yeah.
are of code and everything. But over there, man, they do things. They have a free will to live, and it's really beautiful.
And is fitness and training and stuff getting really popular over there?
It is. It's growing. Each and each city that I go to, town that I go to, because we fly. I'll fly to a location, do what I need to do that day, spend a night or two, and then fly to another location. And everywhere I've been through, fitness is really growing. I've been to some really, really gyms that I was impressed with. Like, how in the world did they get this equipment over here?
Wow.
Gyms and not big. You're not going to find a 15, 20,000 square foot gym, but they make the best out of what they have. So you might have a gym that's maybe about 3,000 or 4,000 square feet, but they have really Americanized equipment there, the best equipment you possibly could get. Panada, they got just all kinds of equipment, good stuff. And then you do have the places where it's just hardcore, straight up, homemade stuff. The food is excellent. You guys ever have a chance to come to India, Mumbai, whatever, the food is excellent. It's a lot of spices and stuff, but the thing about the food is there's no preservatives or anything in the food. Been drinking a lot of coconut water on the side of the highway and stuff. They sell coconuts. They cut it open, drink that water. That's healthy for you. And it's just good, man. It's just good to see a culture that works so hard and thrives so hard and at peace with themselves, because they have so little.
Right.
They have so little.
There's over 1 billion people living there, for God's sake.
Yeah, more than in China. And I was in China before we came here. But India, I'm really impressed with it.
Okay. Well, we got to get some of your questions. People are loving these videos that you're making. They're loving the How I See with Kevin Levrone and submitting their questions. And this guy was a little upset I didn't get to his question last time. So I made sure I'm making him the first question.
Okay.
Lex 1247. I'm a huge fan of Kevin's. Have supported him since I first picked up a Flex Mag. Sorry, everybody. That's what he wrote. In the 90s as a teenager and saw his photo shoots and said, I want to look like that. I know years ago Kevin had a band Full Blown named after his pec tear, and they released a CD. I ended up buying that CD. I still have it as part of my iTunes library. Some of my favorite tracks are Das Vidanya, Sally, and Burning Bridges. We know Kevin is a huge fan of Creed. He's posed to them multiple times and hard rock in general. Would he ever consider posing to some of his own music? And is he still interested in music in terms of writing / singing, etc.?
Yeah, man. What was his name?
Lex.
Lex. What's up, Lex? Sorry we didn't get to your question last time. But yeah, Lex, music is always a part of my life. I write it now. I just put out a song called All Mine about a year ago that is actually on YouTube. You could download that. We've been working on some new stuff. And yeah. Far as posing to one of my songs, I don't think my songs are really popular enough that people will really, really know them. So I always try to pose to something that the crowd is familiar with. It kind of helps me a little bit. I've thought about posing to some of my stuff. I don't know right now, man. Right now, I just want to focus and make sure. Because you really can't, like this year, like last year when I went to Olympia, even though I wanted to pose, I couldn't pose because I didn't have that body that I was so used to posing in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Ron?
Yeah.
So my performance level wasn't there. It's almost having a guitar. You want to go for a solo, but you can't because there's 2 strings missing. Well, this time I had about 3 or 4 strings missing on my 6th string, so I couldn't bang out the solos and pose like I wanted to at the 2016 Miss Olympia because I need to get my body back where it needs to be. Then I'll be confident to where I can perform. And maybe I might try posing off of one of my songs. But I need to either write something or I don't know. But we'll see, man. But thanks a lot for your support, bro.
Honestly, though, I can't imagine seeing you and not on stage and not hearing My Sacrifice or One Last Breath from Creed.
Yeah.
I always associate those songs with you.
Yeah, and I think when I go out, and do what I need to do, and if I can present this package the way that I want to, I'm definitely going to have to go with one of those familiar songs that the crowd is familiar with. so that I can just do what I need to do and give it to him, the best performance that I possibly can.
Now, I don't know if you're aware of, there's a long-running thread on the No Bull forum called Kevin Levrone Has the Hype Come to an End? I think this thread's been going for a year and a half, so obviously the hype has not come to an end.
Yeah.
But somebody just posted up a video of you in India training, doing leg presses in shorts. And we see a lot of that leg mass is back. This is the first time, everyone's been trying to peek at your legs now for forever.
Really?
Yeah, this video's out there. It's been leaked on the internet. Some guy, one of your many Indian fans must have been there with this recording it while you were doing training legs there. And I guess because it's 120 degrees over there, you had to wear shorts, right?
Yeah.
I would too.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about. It's I think I had on gray. I don't know what it was, but leg press. I was doing leg press.
Yeah. It was nice leg press.
Yeah.
There was a million people standing around watching you.
Well, I mean, that's nothing. I mean, it's like, okay, I'm doing leg press. That's cool, but you got to see the full package. I mean,
I know.
You can't really tell anything from a stupid side picture. I don't like that video. That's why I didn't even post it.
Yeah.
I think my legs look small in it, to be honest with you.
They look better. I'm going to be honest. They're not as big as they were, but they're definitely way bigger than 2016 Olympia for sure.
Oh, yeah.
They're twice that size.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, let's move on to next question is about your son. Would you like your son to go pro as a bodybuilder? If that's what he wanted to do, would you support that decision?
I would support his decision as long as he continues to get A's and B's in school.
Fair. That's fair.
I mean, if a kid's getting A's and B's and he has respect for teachers, then he's on the right track. But I wouldn't want him to do that. I mean, he's going to have to go to college and get his education first. I mean, then you can decide whatever you want to do, bodybuilding for a hobby or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to support him.
Okay. Cool. Next question comes from House. House, like the TV show, that's his avatar.
Yeah.
Why did Kevin, unlike many, many other pros, never feel insecure downsizing in the off season? He even looked like a normal dude at times. I know tons of pros literally killed themselves trying to stay big, meaning they're no longer with us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it does say a lot about that. You don't have an ego, and that's not your whole identity. This is just my 2 cents, that you're secure enough in yourself to let yourself at times downsize. Like when you were acting, you really downsized for your acting roles. How did you mentally handle that where it didn't bother you?
Because when I tore my chest, Ron, I was 248 pounds when I tore it. Yeah. I just got home from the European tour, and it was in February, and I ripped my chest. And I lost weight. I had no choice. I couldn't train. Yeah. So when I went down to 219 in June, by June I was 219. And I had to train to try to do what I can do to get back to be on stage in September, June, July, August. So I had about 3 months. Right. And that's when I shot back up to 240 something and walked back on stage at 1993 Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
So it was that point where I realized that, damn, my muscles have memory.
Yeah.
And hey, I couldn't work out, so I had no choice but to get small. But when I realized that I could get that size back, and I went in 1994 after that Olympia, the following year I went and I won on a classic. I was like, man, I only need 3 months, 3.5, 4 months to get ready for a show.
Yeah. So
that's when I realized it. So then I tried it again, getting ready for, the Olympia, and it worked. Yeah. So for me, when I lost weight, when I lost 35 pounds of muscle or whatever it was a chance for my body to heal. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you've ever been 275 weight, there was a time when I was 280, 276 on the off season. I could not touch the back of my head. My blood pressure was up. My resting heart rate was about 105. Sweating like a bull at night. Couldn't bend over to tie my shoes. Couldn't comb my hair. I felt like I was a walking time bomb. Yeah. So when I got that weight off of me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I felt so much better. I could sleep better. I could move better. And I just felt like the pressure was off of my heart. So I couldn't wait until the show was over just to get down and feel good again.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, it wasn't about the ego of staying strong. It was about how I felt and trying to stay healthy and what was the best decision for me. And at the time, hey, unfortunately, I had to rip my chest to go through all that to figure these things out. And it wasn't easy, but I figured out walking around on off season smaller was most beneficial for me. I'd rather be healthy and know that I'm going to live instead of be a walking time bomb and feeling miserable.
Yeah. And I mean, not to kiss your ass too much, but you're 53 now, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, looking at you, do you think you look like a 53-year-old man?
No, not at all.
If you had been 280 all year and dieted down to 240, 250 for Olympia, I do not think you would look like this right now.
No, and it's so much harder. When I was 275, 278, I would have to lose 30 pounds to get in shape.
Right.
And I'm talking about 2 hours of cardio a day, literally starving yourself. And I was doing cardio twice a day. You know, I remember those days, and it was brutal, man. It was hard. And then you have to constantly diet on fish. It was harder to lose that body fat than it was to gain that muscle mass that I needed.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're already taking up a lot of time, so I'm going to end this with a two-part question. Well, it's actually two different questions. From good old Derek Johnson. What's up, Derek?
Derek Johnson. What's up, Derek? Where does he live at? Does he say where he lives?
I want to say Michigan.
Michigan, Derek Johnson in the house.
Yeah. Worst job you ever had as a young man?
I used to work for myself, man, doing construction work. Started a construction company, but it was good money, and it was asphalt. I'll wake up 4:30 in the morning, start laying asphalt at 6 o'clock in the evening. Asphalt is hot, 350-some degrees. You're standing in this stuff. It's 98, 99, 100 degrees outside, and you're laying down street hot asphalt. And I worked in that stuff for about 5 years, to save up enough money so that I could continue in this sport. I used to get up, work asphalt from 6 o'clock in the morning to 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and smelling that stuff,
I hate that.
It's tar.
I hate it. Oh.
It's tar.
Yeah.
It's worse than doing roofing. You're standing in it, smoke's coming up. So I used to do that, lay pavement, driveways, parking lots and stuff for myself, and then I would go to the gym.
Wow.
Now, I was miserable as far as the work because it was hot.
Right.
But the thing about it was being in that heat, working constantly, rolling wheelbarrows and all that stuff, and you're constantly moving. I was getting ripped. So I used that work for my advantage because I said, you know what, I might not be able to eat all, so I'm just going to get ripped and shredded, and I used that, and it helped me. It helped me win the Maryland State Championships at the time.
So,
but I worked in construction.
So, I mean, you did that for 4 years. So you would do, 10, 12 hours of that, and then go to the gym and be throwing around 400 pounds on the bench, 500 pounds on the bench, 600 pounds on the squat. Yeah,
I wouldn't get home till like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I remember smelling like tar. Then I had to get up and do the same thing the next day. I would do it 6 days a week.
Wow.
And I also did concrete work. I would lay concrete, sidewalks, basement, floors and stuff. That stuff was hard. It was brutal.
Really? Yeah, it sounds like it.
Back in the day, man, we used to do it by hand. We had to roll it around with wheelbarrows.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Kids today don't know how. I don't think too many kids today even have any kind of physical jobs. Man. All right. So the last question for today is where you're speaking to us from 10 billion miles away and 85 time zones away. Derek Johnson also wanted to know, what did you crave while dieting? And what did you usually eat once you were off the diet? How much weight would you put on in the week or two after a show?
Week or two after the show, I'd probably gain about a week or two after my show was over, I'd probably gain maybe 5 or 6 pounds. Then eventually I would lose weight.
Huh.
I would go back down. Really didn't do a whole lot of craving, but what I would do is buy like Domino's pizza for my friends and my family. And I would order that pizza, and I would set that pizza down a week, 2 weeks before my show, and I would make them eat that pizza in front of me.
Why would you do that?
Because it would crave my appetite, man.
What?
I couldn't have it, but I got satisfaction out of watching them do it. Then what I would do, I would take a few pieces, Ron. I would take it and I would chew it, the pizza, right? And then I would just spit it out of my mouth.
Oh
I
my
wouldn't
God.
swallow it. So whenever I crave something, whether it was Snickers bars or pizzas, I would eat it and chew on it and just spit it right out.
Wow. That is
Yeah.
nuts. Wow. Well,
Isn't that crazy?
well, you were still getting like a half a calorie from that or something, I'm sure. But
No.
that is insane. That is insane. Well, I'm sure
Yeah.
there have probably been more than a couple guys over the years who were dieting and they would eat the whole pizza and then just go puke it up or something. So
Now you got to remember, I mean, back then, man, we didn't have all the fancy stuff. Get away with doing stuff like these guys get away with doing now,
Well, now it's all Fruity Pebbles and Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, along with whatever peptide or whatever they're going to take to help them enhance and fill out,
Well, that would be 20 units of insulin. But anyway. Well, I can't thank you enough, Kevin. I mean, I was going to wait for you to come back from India, but it looks like you're stuck over there. When are you coming back?
Let's see. I don't even know what day it is, man.
It's Tuesday.
About another week.
You're a day ahead of me already.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. About 5 more days.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this ruined the Baltimore fans' chance of seeing you. You were supposed to guest pose this weekend.
Yeah.
So now they're bumming. Now they're
Well, I apologize. I mean, I'm getting a lot of people are pissed off,
Well, they want to see it.
Well, look, man, I've been dieting to do the show and everything. So it's just one of those things, man.
Well, a lot of many thousands of Indian people are happy that you're sticking around there, I'm sure. So
yeah, they are. But I wanted the guest pose because it's my hometown,
right.
And I haven't been on the stage in Maryland since probably I don't know. In the 1990s, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or something.
Yeah.
But I've never really remember even guest posing in the state of Maryland, So Rich Singelman is going to give me that opportunity, and kind of sucks, So I apologize, guys. It's not Rich Singelman's fault.
You'll make it up to the Baltimore fans at some point.
Yeah, we'll make it up to you guys when I'm full blown and I'm at the Australian show for Tony Doherty, and then can represent. I'll come home and do what I got to do. Then I don't mind guest posing,
Right on. All right, cool.
So,
well, it is like 4 in the morning now for you? My goodness. Whew. You need to get to bed, guy. I don't know what the hell either you're up very late or you're up very early. I'm not sure which it is.
Late.
Okay, all right. Well, I appreciate you doing this on probably no sleep, obviously. So,
Yeah.
Have a great time the rest of the time you're in India. Safe travels home. And
Thanks, brother.
Your fans appreciate you taking the time to do this while you're literally all the way around the world.
I appreciate the fans, man. Look, guys, I don't want to let you guys down. I apologize. Can't please everybody.
No.
But I got to look out for myself and stay healthy and everything. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I challenge you guys to do the same thing, man. Make the best decisions on how you feel.
Cool. All right. This has been How I See It with Kevin Levrone, brought to you by Levrone Supplements. I'm Ron Harris.
Ron.
Yes.
You know how we rolling, baby.
Boom. Oh, wait. Shh. Wait, do we do this first, or I forget?
This.
Boom. Okay. I'll work on that.
There you go.
I'm a practice. Next time I'll do it perfect for you, I promise.
There you go, bro.
All right. Thanks. See you guys next time.